This is TWiT.
If you have shielded yourself from non-tech news over the weekend, I regret to inform you that racist white supremacists incited violence over the weekend in Virginia, leading to at least one death. One white supremacist website, the Daily Stormer, was hosted by GoDaddy until late last night, when the site was given 24 hours to move its domain off the service for violating GoDaddy's terms of service by encouraging additional violence. Now, today, many news outlets are reporting that Google has also refused to host the site. Now, Google said that they are refusing to host it because the site, as GoDaddy said, incites violence, and but that's not actually in their terms of service. Russell Brandon points out in Ars Technica that the Google privacy policy does include provisions, this is his quote, against using Whois privacy settings in order to conceal involvement with activities that are bigoted based on racial, ethnic, or political grounds.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a perfect storm, for lack of a better word, for Google right now. Like, this last week has been incredibly politicized for not just this situation, for them removing the Daily Stormer so quickly after registering the domain, but also last week and the manifesto and kind of the fallout from that. So Google's really kind of, they've got to be feeling the heat right now, because this is just one thing after another. Maybe it's just everything, like the world is feeling the heat right now. It really feels like all eyes are on this sort of thing, and just the amount of pressure that comes along with that. I imagine Google is doing what it felt it needed to in light of also what GoDaddy had chosen to do, but they're not alone. Airbnb actually, prior to the rally, had removed users that they discovered were booking for the Unite the Right. They heard about logistics that were being coordinated on the Daily Stormer. It was on the message board, something that said, you know, we're close to filling our 7th house. We have 80 to 90 people and are a mix of various alt-right groups. They then matched the names, from what I understand, and booted those bookings out of the system. So Airbnb kind of making a statement as well.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's hard to believe that what happened at Google last week, the response to James Damore's memo, wasn't part of the bigger political picture right now. I mean,
absolutely.
It just is the reaction, and on both sides, it's all just how everyone is feeling right now and the way that people are communicating. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it's if you violate the terms of service, then you violate the terms of service. And, you know, inciting violence is not okay. Everyone is, you know, I believe in the right to free speech. These are private companies, so it doesn't count. And, you know, yelling fire in a crowded theater is not free speech, and neither is some of the things that happened over the weekend. It
is also interesting to see, I don't know if you heard about this morning, the whole anonymous aspect of the Daily Stormer site, where basically, if you went to the Daily Stormer site, there was almost a full, it wasn't a complete takeover of the page, but it was everything that you saw. And then below that, you would find, you know, the standard Daily Stormer news items and ad units and all that kind of stuff. But it was basically made up to look as if Anonymous had taken over the site. And it essentially said, Anonymous, we are against, you know, this dangerous, you know, the dangerous beliefs, you know, that are put onto this site, and in the next 24 hours, we're going to take the site offline. Anonymous has since come out to say they have no idea of anyone within Anonymous that actually did that, and which kind of seems to point it towards the Daily Stormer possibly, and I don't know if this is just one explanation of many, but possibly kind of faking an anonymous takeover of the site to get people more enraged, and also to explain why the site might actually disappear in 24 hours for anyone who might not know about the terms of service violations that's kicking them off of, you know, GoDaddy and Google. So messy. Yes, it's technology. It's also, you know, the bigger picture, like you said, it's all in this one big group, and it's hard to avoid, and it's just really depressing.
Mm-hmm. There are other websites that there are white supremacist websites that are still up.
Yeah,
I won't name them, but they are still up. And I mean, it needs to be said also that GoDaddy didn't just say, oh, you know, hey, let's look through our, you know, the people that use our service and see if anyone's violating it. It was pressure from people saying, you are hosting this site, here's what they're posting, this is against your terms of service. And in the beginning, they didn't, you know, before this weekend.
Right.
They were more of the, you know, this site can be up, it's, you know, it's everyone deserves to have a website, in their opinion. But they changed their mind.
Yeah, I mean, big, catastrophic events like this will definitely change minds and change the focus, and that's what happened there.